Okay, so there's this thing that we used to do when I was working in the enterprise space, and it was where we would try to map out how data and information flowed around an organization. We would create all these flow charts and other special diagrams and such like to understand what sort of data is flowing around, where it's going from, where the sources are, and all this sort of stuff. If you ever want to Google it, go and Google enterprise architecture. The idea is that you get an understanding of how different systems and organizational units and such like pass information around between them. So there's lots of different approaches to this. It's a massive science in its own right, and there's lots of frameworks that you can use to go and understand this. But from a small business perspective, what you really need to know is what types of data and information is flowing around in your business and where it needs to flow from and to, and who owns what parts of that bits of data. Let's take a humble contact record: name, address, phone number, email address, and like that particular record. That might be related to, say, an account or a company, which has similar information, and it needs to be used and consumed in multiple different locations. You're never going to get a situation of saying, we're only ever going to have contact records here in our CRM because your accounting system, right? Your email applications need it. And lots of other different systems need that, or your mailing system needs that. So you're never going to get that situation where you only have one copy of this data. It's going to be in multiple places. So understanding how it moves, how it updates, and how it needs to be transformed to get it around your organization is going to be very, very helpful. So if you haven't worked this out, then at least work out the major data types that you need to manage. Here's a pro tip: start with your CRM package. It's going to start with things like contact records, company or account name details, and other associated records with that. That won't be where it ends. You're going to have invoices and quotes and price lists and everything else that's associated with this as well. So you need to understand how all this information's flowing. Once you've got this understanding and you can start mapping that out using a flowcharting tool or some other tool like Visio, then what you can do is start putting towards or working towards automation. If you can't get to the automation, that's okay. At least understand and create a manual process on how you do this on a semi-regular basis. So when your contact data is updated, maybe you've got a VA, get them to extract that data out of your CRM and make sure it's loaded or synchronized into your accounting package like Xero or something. The reason for this, and it's called just-in-time data synchronization. The reason for this is so that when you go and access this data, it's as close as you can get it at that time. It's not completely stale. So if you do this regularly enough, then you never have to worry about whether or not that particular contact record is up to date. Let's say, for example, with the CRM and the contact record, your client advises you that they have a new email address for their accounts team. That information is passed into the system, into your CRM, which then can be synchronized into your accounting package, and vice versa. Right? The point here is make sure you understand what data you have, where it's flowing, and then work out how you're going to keep that information up to date and synchronized.